Okay, King Canada 5000 watt diesel generator. What went wrong? I posted a short that will come out before this video showing all of the different uh, shutdown solenoids I had purchased from Amazon. Three of them mounted up and would actually work. Two of them are the same, but they're defective. Both of them were defective. They would mount in perfectly fine. The wiring was a little bit different, not too much that made it too big of a deal. I could deal with it, but they were defective. I don't know if they were mislabeled as 24 volt and this is a 12 volt setup, but you could get these shutdown solenoids in 12 or 24 volt. So I ordered the first one. So it was pretty close dimensions to my original. Did not work. So I returned it and I ordered two of them. Uh, so the second one came in and it was too late. It was supposed to be here next day. It didn't get here till the day after. So I told Amazon, hey, it was too late. So it was returned for free. But the first one would not mount. It was way too small. So that was number 2 and 3. Now number 4 was too long. It was too long of a setup and would not work properly at all. And also it wouldn't mount in. Lastly, number 5, it was actually the same wiring harness. It mounted in perfectly fine. It reached the cable in here perfectly fine, but it failed after about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of use. Also, it could not pull the throttle all the way. There was too much restriction, even though I could pull it by hand with no issues to assist the shut-off solenoid. But it did not have enough power to pull the cable to shut it off the engine, or actually technically to turn the engine on. It would go in the off position perfectly fine because this is de-energizing a magnet, so it would shut it off fine, but it had no power to actually turn it on. You actually had to assist it. Then I ran into another issue. This machine has a failed controller. That's the white box down there. Everything's now been disconnected because it kind of let out the magic smoke. Nothing came out on the generator side or anything important on here. Just the control electronics let out the magic smoke. The box was not working properly to begin with. So this machine would not self-start. I do believe this ignition switch has been changed. That's not the original, but the little plugs still work when power's on. Battery's disconnected at the moment. The battery that's in it also is very weak. It really does not have enough amps to actually crank this over and start this up. With my big jumper pack, it fires up perfectly fine, even with no compression release on. So the plan is, at the moment, I ordered a manual throttle and shutdown. This does not idle. Basically, put it all the way up to the top. That's high idle, and that's what it runs at constantly. So the part has been ordered. It'll either be here at the end of January to early February. I'm hoping it's the right one. It's $20, so if I'm out $20, I'm out $20. I don't know if it's coming from the States or if it's coming from China, but since it's only going to be here in a couple of weeks, I'm thinking it's probably coming from the States. So it's ordered, it's coming. We're going to try that, put that on here, basically get rid of the stock setup right there. It is designed for a 3.5 to 7,000 watt generator. This is a 5,000 watt, obviously diesel. That's what it's designed for. That will go in here. Unfortunately, we won't have any safety features. I think also if that box on the other side is disconnected, I don't think the oil lights will work. So this light will work. Obviously, the gauge will work because this is all separate. But the oil light will not work. So I could possibly connect that up and make it work. But I don't really want to modify any of the factory wiring since I don't know what somebody would want to use this machine for in the future. If somebody has a parts machine and wants to put this one back to stock, since it is in good condition, the cabinet-wise, they could. So I don't want to modify any of the existing wiring. Everything I put in here, I want to have it as a standalone harness. I'm going to be doing a push button start, basically to get rid of that key start, since the key start does not work. So that will be going right here. Yes, I'll be drilling a hole, but not a big deal. I was originally thinking about it just a push-pull cable, but an average push-pull cable doesn't have enough strength or resistance on it to actually hold that throttle at wide open. You could do a throttle cable, which would have enough resistance, but I didn't really want to have a throttle cable hanging out right here and basically tying up valuable real estate on the front panel. It just wouldn't look right. So a push button start with a manual shutdown, that's the route I'm going at the moment. If that doesn't not work, I might resort to doing a throttle, like a lawn tractor throttle cable, but that is way last resort. So electronically, I can't make it work electronically. Even with the failed control box, I could still wire it up and make it work off the key, but since I cannot get the proper part, and the proper part's quite expensive. So basically I was trying to save some money and get a part that would work, that is designed for this, because when you do the research, these other parts do come up. It's just a matter of trying to find the correct part to make it work. And regardless, the control box is bad, so you're going to lose out on some of the safety features anyways. But as long as you're a mindful user, you'll just live with having to make sure it does have oil and checking it every, say, 6 to 12 hours. That's basically keeps you on your toes. But anyways, that's what's happening with this at the moment. So this is on standby for a little while. I will get on a few other projects. Some stuff is going to auction on Friday, weather permitting. We're in for a deep freeze. But as far as I know, stuff is going to auction next Friday, which I'll do a video separately on. And we'll go from there on this right here. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe, comment.